Labels can be an important part of Gmail organization and use and will help with productivity. Over on the left hand side, you'll notice that I have my inbox, anything that I've starred, sent mail, and my drafts. Those are kind of the standard four that show up over on the left hand side. You'll notice there's one called EdTech as well. This is one that I've created. I do have a couple of options with this EdTech label that I have created. I can change the color on the label if I so choose. I do have a few options as well to show it in the label list, turn on or off whether I want it to show in messages, and then I have some editing as well. So if I want to add a new label, I click the More button and you'll notice a few options show up. I do have some extra items that I can look at, spam and trash and so forth. But down here there are Manage Labels, which gives me the ability to adjust any labels that I've already created or create a new label. So I'm going to click that and it's going to give me the opportunity to name it. So I'm going to call it Tech Committee. This could be anything relevant. You're going to want to keep it short, keep it precise. You're going to need to decide on how many labels you want to set up. Some people like many labels, and you do have the ability to nest labels within other labels. Other people go with broader categories, and that's up to you to decide. They will all show up over here on the left hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and create that, and you'll see now that I have two labels, EdTech and Tech Committee. One easy thing for organization that I can accomplish right from this screen is, you'll notice this particular one, this is an invitation for a Tech Committee meeting. I can click and drag that particular label or that particular message into my label that's called Tech Committee. Google is telling me that I can move one conversation. Click, and now inside Tech Committee there is that invitation. Further, I put in earlier today this other item on an EdTech item. I added that in. Let's go back to the inbox and I will show you that. So here's another one that was a little presentation that was done by Mary Ann. I'm going to go ahead and click and drag that up to EdTech, which now has two items in it. Filtering is also an important capability that's built into Gmail. I'm going to show you how to do that now. I'm going to click the down arrow to show my search options. This is more of an advanced search. I'm going to search all mail. You'll see that I do have choices for inbox, starred, and so forth. I'm going to search all mail, and I'm going to look for messages from a particular person. This is Debbie Coos. I'm going to look for messages from her, and I want to create a filter with this search, and I'll show you what happens in just a second. I'm going to click Create Filter with this search, and again I can define this any way I want, but in this case I want to just find anything from that sender. Create Filter with the search. Now when a message arrives that matches that search, I can do several things to it. Some of these you're going to want to take more care than others, like you're probably going to want to take real care of not deleting something that's just come into your inbox. But you do have the ability, the one I really wanted to show you, is to apply the label. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to apply the label EdTech. Anything that comes from Debbie that will be marked as EdTech and will automatically be put into the folder or to the label, as they're called, over on the left hand side. So I'm going to click that. So anytime a message comes from Debbie at that address, I'm going to apply the label EdTech. And I'm also going to go backward in time and look for anything that in the past met that criteria. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to create the filter. And now if I go to EdTech, I see that there is that message in there from Debbie. And you'll also notice that the message in my inbox has been labeled with EdTech. It's outlined in blue, which is what I had done earlier. This is another way of identifying that it is part of that label. It has been labeled that way. And that is how you add labels and filters to Gmail.